Welcome to The Read. I'm so excited that you're here today. You could have been anywhere, but you're choosing to take this time and to be with me today, and I so greatly appreciate that. Telling my computer to be quiet. Just finished a read for the Taurus Collective. If you're a Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or know where Taurus lies within your 12 houses, I highly suggest you go back and look at that. We are going through all the astrological signs. So if your sun sign hasn't been called up yet, it will be called up. We started with Pisces, of course, as I'm a Pisces. The story behind that is I was traveling for work and they put me in a room that was the same number as my birthday. So I was like inspired by that and decided to do the 12 signs. So we're at Taurus right now. Tomorrow will be a new one. We're going in order from Pisces, Omega, Alpha, and so on and so forth. And I'm really excited about this little series. So, but in addition to doing all 12 astrological signs, I didn't want to forget that about the collective reads. So we're doing the collective reads as well as the astrological signs on both on all days. So that means we have 2 readings a day. So lucky you. Okay. The intention for this is clarity, peace, clarity and peace. Clarity in the message, revelation, guidance. I like that, guidance. So we'll start with these 3 cards so far, and then we'll move forward. So you have the 9 of Cups. Sorry. The Knight of Cups in the U position. I wonder if you have come to this recent place of some emotional well-being. Remember, the cups are the water signs. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And the water suit also represents our emotions, our desires. So the 9 of Cups, as you can see, there's this man. He has all of his 9 cups lined up right behind him, suggesting that he owns these cups. So I wonder if you have you've gone through a process where you have achieved some type of emotional wellness. And if that is the case, congratulations. It is not easy to get there. It takes a lot of self-awareness. It takes a lot of self-work, a lot of shadow work to get to that place. So kudos and congratulations to you. Energy surrounding, I would definitely say support this because you have the Judgment and the Queen of Cups. In order to get to a place of emotional wellness and emotional well-being, you have to awaken to the call. The call of judgment. In the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, there's a lot of Judeo-Christian symbolism in this. You have an archangel calling on the trumpet, people awakening out of their caskets to this call of the trumpet. Outside of those Judeo-Christian, so this is a scene from Revelations. Outside of the Judeo-Christian symbolism, this is really a card that's asking us to answer to the call. Answer to the call of awakening. And only few people answer that call. This is not a call for everybody. Everybody cannot rise up to that particular calling because it's not an easy thing to do. It truly isn't easy, but it seems as if you have risen to that call and answered the call, and now you have this sense of emotional well-being. You also have the Queen of Cups as energy surrounding you. And the Queen of Cups is a very interesting queen because she has this amount of emotional maturity that surrounds her. If you look at her cup is probably the most heavily adorned out of the entire suit of cups. But her cup is also closed. So that means that she is a master of her emotions, but she does not wear her heart on her sleeve. She keeps her emotions close to her heart. And only those trusted individuals have access to those emotions. It also symbolizes that not everybody can make her, can draw her into emotion. Again, she's a master at her craft. Her stone throne that is adorned with little mer babies. I think that's so cute every time I see it. Her stone throne is on land, surrounded by water. So she's surrounded by emotion, but she's on dry land. I'm really curious in the journey that you took in order to get to this Nine of Cups energy. And the first thing that came out was the Two of Cups. Remember, the last row is the journey. So you have the Two of Cups. Nothing's coming out on the shuffle. Let's do this one more time. If not, you know the deal. We'll cut the deck and see what gets laid out for us. Again, it's not an easy road. There's a Buju Banton song. It's not an easy road. Some see the glamour and the glitter, so they think of better roads. They say, who feels it knows. Ooh, Lord help me so. Okay. If you're not a Jamaican, you're not from the Caribbean. Really, that song is saying it's not an easy road. Some see the glamour and the glitter and they think that it is a better road. Who feels it knows. Ooh, Lord help. Ooh, I'm going to have to listen to that song after this. If you're curious, that particular song is on Buju Banton, Bujubanton. It's on his Till Shiloh album, Tilshioh. Till Shiloh. And Shiloh is really, it's another word for heaven. But I think it's interesting that it relates to this particular reading because having this emotional wellness can feel like heaven. Especially if you come from a place of emotional turmoil, which is presented here in the Nine of Cups. So I wonder if a particular relationship sent you into the Nine of Cups. This is what I'm getting now. Don't shoot the messenger. But this is what I'm getting. You had a particular relationship in which at the beginning was, now also this is not a love reading, but I wonder if there was a particular relationship that started off where you guys were equally yoked, you were completely balanced with one another. Come to find out, y'all wasn't. Come to find out, that wasn't the case. I want a little bit of clarity on that before I start going off the rails. Let's see if this comes out. No, it didn't come out face forward, but we will take a peek. The Lovers. So maybe it was a partner. Maybe it was a partner. Y'all know I don't do love readings, but it might. I don't think it's a love reading, but I do think there's love intertwined into this reading. So let's shuffle again. That's crazy that the Lovers came out. Yeah. So this relationship did not end up the way that you expected. You guys started off at what seems to be a very equal playing field. Things changed and you went into self-protection mode. So notice how you went from, notice how you went from the Two of Cups to the Two of Swords. You went into self-protection mode. Blindfolded, 2 swords, moon and the water towards the back. So your intuition is really what got you through this period. Again, it didn't come out, but we're going to flip it and look just because I'm so curious. Didn't I just say intuition? High Priestess, the queen of intuition. Yeah, your intuition really led you through this process. Yeah, Page of Swords. Lots of swords coming out. So, unfortunately, in the self-protection mode, you might have gained a little anxiety, or I won't say anxiety because anxiety, again, is a diagnosable. I don't know if that's a word. That's why I keep on repeating it. But it is something that can be diagnosed with the DSM-5. It's an actual mental health condition, so we don't do that here. So instead of anxiety, I'll say anxiousness. I think this particular relationship brought you into a little of anxiousness, and the Page of Swords fits here perfectly because somehow, I don't know how you were able to do it. You're one tough cookie, I'll tell you that. You ain't gonna stay down for too long. You might get down for a little bit, but you realize that these, again, we did a reading on this, the fears were perceived from this anxiousness. You went from the 8 to the 9, and now at the Page of Swords. This relationship sent you into a little bit of a crisis. Sorry about that. Sent you into a little bit of a crisis, but you ended up unbounding yourself. How you did that, I don't know. Kudos to you. But you end up in this Page of Swords. So in this particular card, what I'm getting is that you're relearning communication, you're relearning knowledge, you're relearning your wisdom. And a lot of that probably was disoriented when you got out of this particular relationship. Hanged Man. Yep. This relationship really kind of threw you for a loop. And you went into this Hanged Man position. And you learned a new perspective. You were in this 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords energy where just your fears, your anxieties were just kind of taking over. And there came a point where you kind of started to look at things from a different point of view. You started to look at the relationship for not what the things that it took for you, but for the things that it gave to you. Certainly, I do not see any reconciliation. That's the word I'm looking for in here. I do not see you going back to this partner. But what I do see is that you changed your perspective. You changed your perspective so much so that you ended yourself in this Page of Sword energy where you had to like kind of like relearn. Relearn. Get yourself out of the illusions. The moon card is definitely one of illusions. But through this hangman, you found a new perspective. You found a new way to look at things. And once you find that new perspective, it landed you into the Page of Swords energy where you're relearning. And I think this time you're relearning in community. You have your people around you. You have your trusted individuals around you. And you relearn love. You relearn care. You relearn mutual aid and what it actually looks like in a platonic way. You may even have a very supportive workplace. If that's the case, awesome for you, because those are few and far in between. I think this is very interesting. And through community, that's where we're getting this Nine of Cups. Look how different the Nine of Swords is from the Nine of Cups. This journey that you went through was not an easy one, but it was a worthwhile one. Was not an easy one, but it was certainly worthwhile because you learned how to love yourself through that. You learned how to truly love your community. And should another actually equally yoked partnership come back into your life, Lover's card, you'll be able to love that person with a fidelity and an honesty and an integrity that speaks really to the person that you are. Four of Swords. Rest. I think that Nine of Swords, anxiety up at night, keeping you up at night, messed with your rest. So rest, honey, rest. Let's get one more card. Yep. I'm not klutzy with the cards, but sometimes the cards just want to be seen. And you have the Ace of Swords. That's my swords impersonation. Yeah, definitely. This is an amazing reading. Through the Ace of Swords, you learn this new way of communicating. I don't know why this came to me, but you also learn a new way of reading a situation. You may have not been reading situations for what they were in the past, but now, Page of Swords to the Ace of Swords, you are reading people like a book, honey. Reading people like a book. And this also suggests a new beginning. I don't think it's necessarily a new beginning within relationships because it's the Ace of Swords. And again, your swords are your air element, so Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Honey, this is a swords heavy reading. Can you tell it or can you not? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 6. 6 swords. So you're definitely learning a new way of communicating. You may even be learning a new way of communicating with yourself. Because we talk to ourselves now. You know how I mean that. But we have all of these thoughts running through our heads at all times, and maybe you learn a new way to communicate with yourself. Maybe you're not so rough on yourself, so harsh on yourself, so mean to yourself, and that's beautiful. Maybe that's what's going on here. You find a new way to communicate with yourself. Oh my gosh, I don't need another card. But sometimes you just be wanting another card. 2 of Wands. Yeah, you're starting to go into a planning phase with this Ace of Swords. I don't need another card. I just want to read with y'all. Yeah, you're once you get this new beginning in the swords, you start planning creatively. So you have 3 twos. You have the 2 of Cups, 2 of Swords, and you have the 2 of Wands. This one is suggesting, look at how he's holding the world. It's like the world is his oyster. He's planning this new creative way of being. This new creative act is on the precipice of launching. And if we got the 3 of Wands out here, we would definitely say he's going to start launching. But you definitely start this new beginning of communicating, a new way to use your knowledge, a new way to learn your wisdom. And I think this journey that you went through, it's a little messy now, but is what led you to this 9 of Cups. And if you keep on going, you get to your, that came out and then it flipped back over. But let's see what it is. I think it's, the Queen of Pentacles. Now we have all the elements out. The Queen of Pentacles, baby. The nurturing mother. I think this is where this Ace of Swords journey leads you, into this Queen of Pentacles. You've gotten to a place of emotional wellness. You've gone through the negative thoughts. You know how to be in relationship. You have the Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles and the 2 of Cups. You know how to be in relationship. And then now it's time to focus on you. Yep, absolutely. That's the end of the reading. The World card. You end this journey successful. You end this journey successful. Look at the World card. She's surrounded by a wreath. She's also surrounded by all the fixed signs. Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, Leo. Surrounded by all 4 elements. Didn't we just say we have all 4 elements out here? Yep. The journey ends in victory. Look at that, the World card. Collective, amazing reading. I'm so happy for you. And guess what? I'll see you in the next one. Later.